Welcome back, everybody. I've been doing a live at least once a day for the last few days, so you might get really sick of hearing my voice. But today I've got a special guest. I've got Nick McClelland. No, not really. We have Shibby, who, oh goodness, I've got an echo going on. I just told Shibby not to listen to it on YouTube, and I'm doing that. So look at this. We've got Shibby
Hello.
McClelland.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. I think can everyone hear both of us? We've got Pertinent in the chat. Yes, you can get a wrench, Pertinent. Actually, Shibby's the boss of all of that, so we'll have to ask him. Can Pertinent have a
Oh
wrench?
shit. Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. We'll do it. We'll do it. I'm terrible at doing all this stuff, but we'll do it. Um, so this is amazing. We've got this debut starring role for you, Shibby. You're Nick McClelland, such a popular character in the Delphi sphere. How are you feeling about that?
I'm gonna make Nick great again.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Thanks for joining again. You're probably getting sick of my voice. You've been on a lot of my lives recently. So yes, so just full disclaimer, this is not the real Nick McClelland. I don't have the status of hidden true crime to get Nick McClelland on. Don't know that I really want to either. But we've got Shibby acting in Nick's role, and he's going to make Nick great again. So yeah, watch
Yes.
this space.
You can just call me boss if you want. Like my license plate says. On my
Is that really what your license plate says?
yes it is. Not well, yes it is. As Nick, that is what my plate says.
There
Really.
you go.
It's
It
no
says
rumor.
boss, not Nick, obviously.
Yep. That's a huge truck because I have a tiny peen. I'll admit it.
Oh no, goodness. This is
Oops.
supposed to be a nice, clean channel, please,
Oh,
Shibby.
oops. Oops. I'm
Remember, the kids watch the channel.
that, that was Nick. Shibby would never be inappropriate.
No,
That
of
was
course
Nick.
not. Of course not. Nick, excuse me. I'm sure that's not the only inappropriate thing you're going to say today, but
No, he's going to try hard not to
this
for
is
his
feeling a
debut.
little bit more like a comedy routine at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
But
How many people are here? I can't see.
it's good to bring a bit of humor into the case
Yep,
sometimes because it's a pretty dark case, and
sure.
yeah, kind of enjoy the snark when we're talking about the investigators
Oh,
and the prosecution.
hey, so yeah. Well, it's absurd everything that's happened, so we have to laugh about it. Like otherwise I'd be crying, rolled up, curled up under my bed.
Exactly. Well, look, Patton's got a question for Nick McClelland. Maybe we can get a few
Uh
questions
oh.
from the chat before we go into what we're meant to be
Yes,
doing today.
I
So,
was just cleaning my glasses. Okay, what?
okay,
Oh,
so Patton
I
wants to know, Nick, what brand of hair gel do you use?
I use full synthetic 10W30.
Has anyone else got a question for Nick or Shibby?
Yeah, it's the top of the line Quaker State oil. 10W30 is my choice of hair product. Hmm.
Okay. Nick, how do you sleep at night knowing that you have put an innocent man in jail for 130 years?
I sleep hanging by my feet. No, I sleep in a coffin, closed. Just kidding. I don't sleep. I do meth all night.
You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get defamation charges against you. Yeah.
Allegedly, I allegedly. Well, remind me. I should put that as my name. Everything for allegedly should be.
Yeah. Well, I always have the disclaimer that this is purely today, particularly it's for entertainment purposes. It's yeah, we're not suggesting that anybody has done any wrongdoings, just
No.
speculating on what could. I
Yes.
always use Dr. Grande's term of what could be happening in a situation like this.
Yes. In my opinion, allegedly, subjective.
Yep. We
Subjective
should just have
opinions
that
only.
plastered across the screen, allegedly.
You, you really should put a disclaimer with me here.
Yes. Oh,
Say,
yes,
I'm not.
exactly.
I'm not responsible for what my Canadian guest may say. And for Jenny in the chat, I'd like to say, sorry, eh? Take off. It's all about nothing. That's, that's how Canadians would talk. Do you think I have an accent, Amy? Does it sound like it? Or
I'm not good at determining the difference between Canadian and American. Sorry, guys, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. But yeah, I'm not very good at seeing the difference.
yeah, well, I mean, I grew up Canadian. I'm a Canadian boy.
Yeah,
We
I think
played
when you said
hockey.
about, it sounded, yeah, like the Canadian kind of accent, but otherwise, no, I can't really tell.
I played into that. I say about, but the stereotype is a boot. You know,
Ah,
ABOOT. That's the stereotype. I say about, but I guess you guys will hear anything. I love it. I won't feel bad if you point it out because I think it's hilarious. So have at it.
well, yeah, let's point out Shibby's accent today because I think lots of people point out mine. I mean, it's all very sweet and lovely, but yeah, I definitely.
Mm.
The thing is, I get attacked about my accent. Not attacked, obviously, not playing victim anyway. But I get jokes about my accent everywhere I go because in Australia, because I grew up in England for the first
Mm.
9 years of my life, I say dance and Australians say dance, so I get laughed at. And then
So
when I'm with Americans, they're like, you sound so funny because you're Australian. And then I go to England and they're like, you've got an Australian accent. Like, who knows what accent I have?
so why is yours a bit different? Because
Because I was born in England. So I moved to Australia when I was 9. And so I still
right,
have quite a lot of like British kind of ways of talking,
yeah, yeah, that's
which
what it
you
sounds
can't
like.
tell most of the time. But yeah.
No, it does sound like that. I've always thought that. Yeah, I mean it's cool.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm sorry, I said some posh. Yeah, so I think when you mix British with Australian, it sounds like a posh Australian accent a lot of the time. But my accent changes depending on who I'm speaking to. To like if I'm at home speaking with my mum and my sister, who have much more British accents than I do, then I become more British. Apparently, my friends say. But then when I'm with really Australian people, I become much more Australian. So yeah, I'm a chameleon.
Well, it is pretty neat to think we all, you know, have these weird accents, and I bet if we all grew up, we'd all sound exactly the same.
Mm.
You know, it's obviously in our heads and trained.
You know what though, Shibby, and I know we're not even talking about Delphi yet, but this is a fun conversation anyway.
Sure, sure.
Interestingly, so one of my sons, when he was little, he actually sounded like he was maybe like Persian or Middle Eastern. And of course, I am from an Indian background, but a few generations out, we all sound either British or Australian. And he literally sounded kind of Persian or something, and no one could understand why he would say things like purple. I can't even do it, but yeah, it was so
Mm-mm.
interesting.
Yeah,
Apparently, it can be a bit of a neurodivergent thing. So I've certainly
no.
seen people on the spectrum before who are Australian, but they sound a bit American. So yeah.
Well, the only way to tell would be to say you had two twins and to put one in one household in Canada and one in one house, or triplets, one in UK house, one in Canada, and one in Australia, and have them out the
Yeah.
same. And then at the age of 18, put them together and say, "Hey, we you have brothers. Talk to them."
Not sure
You
that's an
know,
ethical research idea, but yeah.
not ethical. I think they did that with a kid and a monkey back in the 50s.
Oh, they did some pretty extreme stuff. Yeah.
They made the kid think the monkey was his brother or something like that in real life, or
Well, I mean, I'm accused of doing that because my kids think that Daisy is their sister, and Spooky's their
right,
brother.
right. Well, that's cute though.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay, well, I think we should probably get into it. We're 10 minutes in, and as much as this
Sure,
is super
sure.
fun, we should do lives like this more often, Shibby.
I'm free all night. I need to come out of my little cage. I've been hiding for over
You
10 years.
do. You do. And thank you
So
so much for choosing to enter into this sphere on my channel or
yes,
our channel, because I always say it's our channel. You're one of the mods here and have helped me build up this channel. But yeah, really appreciate you coming on and playing this difficult role.
no problem. My pleasure. Quickly about me, I'm just a regular 52-year-old guy. I got two kids, 30, and I got two granddaughters, and I'm just a regular dude.
Yeah. Just a regular dude. Well, actually, yeah, let everybody know. How did you get interested in the Delphi case?
Oh, jeepers. About, I'd say in early or late, I don't know, in 2022, I started listening. And that's when I chose this ridiculous name. I never thought I would, join into a chat and talk. So then I started watching Crime Night and a few others, and then I just joined in, and I just kind of went nuts.
Yeah. And
And that's
Shibby,
it.
I think probably most people would know your stance on the case, but do you believe Rick
Sure.
is guilty or innocent? Are you on the fence? What do you think?
I believe he's innocent, and I just know that the truth will exonerate him. There's no way. He's got no, no history of any of this. He's got no. He doesn't fit the MO. He's been married, whatever, 30 years, steady job. He's the exact opposite of whoever did this, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. And so is research and evidence. It kind of all backs that, yeah, somebody who is of Rick's profile is so unlikely to have committed this crime.
He's he's the one person in Delphi that has nothing to do with this. And
I agree.
I'll say to anyone, that's fine if you think he's guilty or whatever, because I don't see any evidence. We can all agree that the trial, the investigation, everything was unfair and screwed up, and the solitary, and it's it's all screwed up. So even if you think he's guilty, he shouldn't be in jail because of the process that's happened.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, without
Wait,
further ado,
for
what
pertinent, oh sorry, Dino did not approve.
Oh, Dino didn't approve?
No,
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
Dino's
seen him
been
much.
MIA, so I mean,
Yeah,
he doesn't get a say, right?
I don't think anyone's here. Okay, we can be serious if you want to read. I'll put my serial hat on and be.
Well, we can get back to some fun after. We've got a couple of
Yep.
hours to do
Okay.
this. So let's get to the agenda. So the agenda today is that we're going to have Nick, aka Shibby, doing the closing arguments for us. We can hear the state's case in full against Rick, and we're going to intervene. And I say we, I'm going to stop Nick in his tracks and
Yes.
offer rebuttals to things he says. He's not going to talk back, right? Well,
I,
he can.
I will not talk back as Shibby. I'll talk back as Nick, maybe.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. But everybody in the chat, if you have rebuttal points too, let me know. Sometimes when I get carried away and I'm chatting, I don't watch the chat enough. So today I'm going to be mostly all eyes on the chat because I'm not doing any of the reading out. So let's
Cool.
all debate with Nick why his closing argument is a load of rubbish. Okay.
So I'm playing into Nick. I won't if I see something dumb, I'm going with it. So if I
But
say
you
anything
can. You
ridiculous,
can.
no, I mean I want to play. I want to play Nick, but I hope
Yep.
people don't hold it against me. You know.
That's why
Like
we put the picture of Nick up, right? So that
yes.
no one thinks it's actually you, Shibby.
Okay.
But imagine if anyone screenshots this video and shows Nick's picture talking, saying how you think Rick's innocent. That'd be funny. But anyway.
Yes. Oh yeah. As a boss man, I believe the guy I railroaded Nick. I as Nick McClellan, I allegedly railroaded Rick Allen. Yes, I'll admit it.
Oh, thank you. Good. Okay, we've got it on record, guys. Let's send it out to
I
Indiana.
admit it, and I admit I look like a greasy weasel too. Allegedly, I admit that right now. Okay,
Okay.
before I get in trouble, all right.
Okay. All fun aside, let's get started. Have
So
you got
wait one second.
the transcript in front of you?
Yes. So I'm the court, right? That's Nick. Oh,
No, the court is Gull. Actually, do you want me to read do you want me to be Gull?
no, you tell me what you want me to read. Just
I think
Mr. McClellan.
just
Okay.
start from where Nick starts.
Yep. I see it. Okay. I'm ready whenever you want.
Okay, so yeah, get started. We will stop you. Anyone in the chat, if you want to stop Nick in his tracks, just say stop. I'll also say stop there, Nick, and I will start my tirade on you.
So who reads like the line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Don't worry about that. Just read Nick's words.
Okie doke. 10-4. I got it.
Okay, let's go.
So who's the court?
Don't worry about the court. I don't think we need to read the court. Just go
So
where Wait, I'll tell you which line to start on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh yeah. We're skipping a whole lot of pages. Sorry, I should have let you know that beforehand. Where does Nick?
Oh, Nick comes in.
Yeah, it's because there's a jury instructions or something, isn't it? First, I think that's why.
Oh, I didn't even really look at it. Yeah, you tell me what page I'm on. I got it.
I'm just having a look to double check where it actually starts.
Mhm.
Okay, it's on page. So it says page 179, line 22.
179. I've only got 25 pages.
Oh yeah, so look down the bottom and it says 179, but it's page 7.
Oh, okay. I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Page 7. Okay. So
down the bottom you see
at the
the Cleland, and yeah, start from there.
okay, I got it. I'm there. 10-4.
Okay.
Okay, you guys ready? I'm in.
Mhm.
Thank you, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen. February 13th, 2017 is a day that this community will never forget. It's the day that Abigail Williams and Liberty German went to the trails for a walk and never returned. The day that both of them were murdered by Richard Allen 3 weeks or so ago. We told you that we would give you the evidence to convict Richard Allen, and the state has done just that. It's been a long trial, and so I want to go over a few of those pieces of evidence with you today. This all started on February 13th, 2017. Becky Patty was at home with Liberty German, and Abigail Williams had spent the night before. Both Abby and Libby were home off of school that day and playing around the house, playing with the new puppy that Liberty had just gotten not long ago. Abby and Libby had the idea to go to the trails. They asked their grandma Becky if they could go, and Kelsey offered to give them a ride. Last thing that Libby said to Becky was, "Grandma, I'll be okay. It'll be okay." And they headed to the trail. On the way to the trail, there on Snapchat, Libby was posting pictures. The plan was then for them. Sorry. The plan was then for them to go to the trail, and then for their Libby's dad, Derek, to pick them up later that day. Kelsey dropped them off at about 1:48 p.m. We can tell that from the phone data that Libby's phone is unplugged at about 1:48. Shortly after, she's dropped off at the trail around 3 p.m. that afternoon. Derek arrives at the trail to pick up the girls, but he can't find them. He walks the trails. He goes to the Monon High Bridge. He calls Libby's phone several times. Can't find the girls. At 3:30, Derek calls Becky and tells her that he can't find the girls, and the families get involved in the search. Anna Williams is contacted. No one can find the girls. Sometime after 5, the family calls law enforcement to report the girls are missing. We heard from Mitch Catrone, the first one to respond. He took the call. He was at the station when the call came in. He goes to 625. He goes to 625 and proceeds down the private drive to look for the girls around the Monon High Bridge. He continues down the drive and goes to Brad Weber's house, and he speaks to Brad Weber. Brad Weber says, "Yeah, look around my property. Look all you want, no problem." He gives a quick search around the property, but finds nothing. Other law enforcement join in. The fire department joins in. Family members, community members join in for the search. The search goes till 2 a.m. on the 14th. And you heard from several of these searchers and the law enforcement officers that at this point, no one is looking for 2 dead bodies. They're looking for 2 girls. No one thought anything bad had happened to Abby and Libby. That doesn't happen around here. It's a small community. These kinds of things just don't happen. The search resumes on the 14th around 7 a.m. and it continues around noon until Pat Brown calls Steve Mullen and notifies him that he found the girls, that he found Abby and Libby. Deputy Giancola was the first on the scene. When he arrived at the cemetery, he made his way down to the creek. He met with Pat Brown and other searchers, and they pointed to clothes in the creek, clothes that they had found, a shoe, a tie-dyed shirt. When he was speaking with the members at the creek, they pointed back towards the cemetery. to where the bodies of Abby and Libby were located. Deputy Giancola testified that he walked right past them and wasn't able to see them from his vantage point, that they were hidden. He walked to where the bodies were and he secured the scene. He didn't get too close, but he observed that both Abby and Libby were dead, that their necks were cut. And remember this point for later, that he testified that Carroll County Sheriff's Department carried 9mm firearms, not .40 caliber. Once Giancola found the bodies, or located the bodies,
One
he
sec,
called,
Shibby. Oh, sorry,
yeah,
second, Nick.
yes,
Yeah, the law enforcement may have only carried that caliber of gun, but remember that there were so many people searching that area, and in fact, the people who found the girls, or one of the people that found the girls, was just a civilian. So we don't know what gun they carried. Anyway, just a
right.
note.
That's just obviously Nick throwing that in there to, set up something in the future.
Exactly. Okay, back to it.
So he called other law enforcement. Crime scene technicians arrived and they started to process the scene. They started to document the scene. They started to take pictures. They started to collect evidence. Now these next pictures are hard to see, but this is what they saw. As they processed the scene, they did so carefully, addressing one girl and then the next, carefully documenting everything they found. They collected
Stop there, Mr. McClelland. Did they really
yes,
carefully document it? We don't even have a time of death. We don't
no,
even have
exactly,
a statement for sure that says that the clothes were wet, damp, how wet they were.
right. Yeah, they didn't document shit.
No. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, anyway, okay. Wait a minute. Nick, you're agreeing with me on everything.
I agree. This was a railroad job from the beginning. I admit that. I feel horrible. It's ridiculous what I did.
Yes, it is. It is. Look, we can do some therapy for you, Nick, and help you to kind of work through your guilt about what you've done. But anyway, back to your closing argument.
Maybe I need to go on a bender in Vegas for a weekend. Anyways, so they collected a phone that was underneath a shoe, underneath the body of Abby. A phone that was covered in leaves and water and dirt. They also collected a bullet that was found between the bodies of Abby and Libby. The phone was immediately taken and processed. The information from the phone was extracted. From the phone, they found a video, the last video on the camera roll. States Exhibit 200, published by Plank. Excuse me. We were able to determine from the download of the phone that the video was taken at 2:13 p.m. on February 13th, 2017. The video shows the moment Abby and Libby were kidnapped, the moment they were forced down the hill by the guy in the video, bridge guy. You can hear the fear in their voice, see the fear in Abby's face. He forced them down the hill with a gun he used to intimidate them, to scare them into doing what he wanted them to do.
So just stopping again there, I mean, how have you determined that? I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you. There may have been a gun and they may have had fear, but I don't know how you've determined that as a fact to be said in your closing argument.
Well, because I said so. Just trust me, bro.
Okay, cool.
Just trust me. Sorry. Anyways, okay. He used them to let them know that if they didn't, he used them to let them know that if they didn't comply, he was going to use that gun. You hear in the video, guys, the racking of a gun down the hill. We know there's a gun involved from the girl's own words. That be a gun. We also know there's a. Oh.
1 second there. I mean, look, in isolation, could that sentence sound like that be a gun? Perhaps. First of all, really weird way to speak. Second of all, she says, so this is that be a gun? I think it's right. This is the path that we go down, particularly given she follows up with, there's no path here, so we have to go down here. But anyway, that's your interpretation.
Well, honestly, behind the scenes, as Nick, I may have talked to my friend named Shibby on YouTube, allegedly, and he said he definitely did not hear that. He heard, let's go down, where's the path over there? He didn't hear that be a gun. So I'll admit he said that to me. Okay?
Okay.
So we also know there's a 40 caliber bullet found at the crime scene between the bodies of the girls. And so law enforcement takes that video and they enhance that video. But before they do that, they take screenshots in an attempt to get a better look at the bridge guy. These screenshots are in sequential order. The first one,
Can I stop you there again? What is it with ISP or Unified Command, whoever you guys are, and screenshots? Do you not realize that screenshots are not super
well,
high clarity? Because my friend Sarah in our chat was able to extract the frame by frame of the bridge guy video, and is not, I believe, a member of ISP. So why are you guys relying on screenshots?
well, can I be honest? Now that the trial's over, it's because with less evidence, it's so much easier to spin their narrative. Right? Like, I mean, the trial's over, right? Allegedly, the less evidence you have, allegedly, the easier it is to railroad an innocent guy. Allegedly.
Yep.
So that's the truth. Nothing but.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Am I okay? Am I doing okay?
You're doing really well.
Okay, thank you. He continues to follow Abby, and something in Libby sensed, something in Libby told her that she needed to film this, that she needed to get out her camera and record this. Once the video was sent.
I just love, Nick, you're so good at understanding the mindset of the bridge guy, of Libby, of Abby. Like, you're doing an excellent job. What degree do you have in, like, understanding human behavior?
Oh, man, I've got a lot of degrees.
Anyway, sorry, that was just a little bit of snark there.
I eat lots of cereal and Cracker Jacks, so I have tons of degrees.
Cool.
Anyways, he continues to follow. Oh, wait, where was I? Oh, and once the video was sent off and enhanced, this is what we found. The enhanced video gives you a better image of what Libby recorded. The fact that Abby was being followed by Bridge Guy, the fact that he told them to go down the hill, the fear in Abby and Libby's voice, the fear in Abby's face, and so law enforcement began to interview people that were on the trail that day. They talked to Riley Voorhees and Bree Wilbur.
I'm just going to stop you there again, Mr. McClelland, because
anytime.
Apparently you guys did interview people, but interestingly, you recorded over some of those interviews. So when you're mentioning Bree Wilbur, I'm not sure, but I don't know if there's actually a 2017 interview I could see in the Discovery map. But yeah,
total accident. Like we left the light switch on for what was it, 70 hours or 70 days? Innocent mistake, right?
Like, I guess these things happen, right?
Yeah, with Doolin's notes and the videos and the gas, all of it. I think you're just gonna have to trust me, bro.
And so is it routine practice in a murder investigation to not go back to eyewitness accounts and interviews for 70 days? Like, you didn't even notice that in 70 days that you'd recorded over Bree Wilbur potentially, allegedly, her statement. And I believe you talked to Bree Wilbur multiple times. Like, do you write notes as well? Are there reports? Like, what else is there? I don't understand why you didn't realize and didn't go back over that video again.
Unfortunately, I did, but I can't find any of that. So you'll just have to take my word.
Oh, your word is gold. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Anyways, heard from Bree Wilbur that when she came onto the trail, she began at the Freedom High Bridge, or the Freedom Bridge, and she took a picture at 12:25 p.m. That's when they got on the trail, and they walked on the trail towards the Monon High Bridge. And when they got to the Monon High Bridge, it was about 12:43 p.m., and she took a picture when she got there. And then they turned around and walked back towards the Freedom Bridge. As they did, they talked, they took pictures, and near the end of the journey, they took a picture at a bench at 1:26 p.m. After that picture, Bree Wilbur testifies that she sees a man on the trail. You heard from Riley Voorhees and Bree Wilbur. They both see the same man. They described him as a creepy guy. He looked angry. He didn't respond or make eye contact, like he was walking with a purpose.
Can I stop you there as well, Mr. McClelland? Because I also believe that Bree also said she saw potentially one or two people as they were walking back from the Monon High Bridge. you don't seem to ask her any more questions about who else she saw, or at least, well, we don't know. Maybe you did and you recorded over it. But why are we? Oh, anyway, I'm probably jumping ahead. Just wanted to note that fact that Bree actually saw more than one person as she was walking back from the Monon High Bridge to the Freedom Bridge. So let's just hold that as a reference point for later.
Well, you'll have to just trust me again. We then heard from Betsy Blair. She was walking the trail that day, and she had a Fitbit on, and she told you that she went to the trail once, left to use the restroom, came back, walked to the Monon High Bridge, and then when she got there, she noticed a man on the first platform on the bridge. She arrived at the trail around 1:45 and was there till around about 2:15. She arrived at the Monon High Bridge around 2 o'clock. She testified she entered through the Mears entrance and went right to the Monon High Bridge. And again, as she gets there, she sees a man on the bridge on the first platform, and she testified that he seemed to be watching someone. As she turns around to walk back towards the Mears entrance, she passes Abby and Libby. Then you heard from Sarah Carbach. She was driving on 300 North at around 4 p.m. She sees a guy walking down the side of the road who was muddy and bloody. Looked like he had just slaughtered a pig. He avoids eye contact. His head is down. His hands are in his pocket. All the people interviewed that you heard from give a little bit different description of who they saw on the trail that day.
So again, just to stop you there, Mr. McClellan, like yep. Sarah Carbach, not really a super reliable witness. Now, no offense to her, but I don't believe she came forward initially. I think it was a month or even more than a month. I can't remember the dates exactly, but it was quite a few months later. And there's some confusion around whether she said muddy or muddy and bloody. And secondly...
Well, I know exactly what happened.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, well, what exactly happened was she didn't say bloody or blue coat. Liggett inferred that. He inferred that because Bridge Guy had a blue coat, so he changed it to blue from tan, and he added bloody because Sarah first said he looked like he had been in a fight. So Liggett inferred that. Liggett added that. Liggett lied.
I guess Liggett's got just some really great deductive skills, some psychic abilities. Like you all seem to have. You guys have skills in every area, really. I mean, you were just like the ultimate geniuses, except when it comes to not recording over evidence and not losing evidence.
Right. Like, I mean, you saw the video. It was blue coat. So her tan coat needed to be changed to blue, and he looked like he'd been in a fight. So obviously that means he's got blood all over him because he had been in a fight.
And Nick, can I ask you, why is it that if he's walking down that road, which, you know, goes past the Hoosier Harvest store, why is he not caught on the camera there?
Well, I can tell you that too, because they say that the Harvest store camera was motion activated and he was too small to activate it. But honestly, afterwards, I thought about it. Now that the trial's over, I think it's bullshit. Because I have security cameras that do have a choice where you can set it to, you know, activate upon motion, but also all security cameras record 24/7. So I believe we're full of shit.
Oh, okay.
I believe now I'm full of shit after the trial.
So some of our chat members want to ask you a few questions as well. So Digital is saying, Mr. McClelland, was Bree's original interview one of the ones your team made disappear?
Oh, we didn't. Accidents happen, guys. Listen, it's just a coincidence, and you're going to have to trust us. That's it. That's all I have to say. You know, I mean, there was only 20 or 30 big faux pas, right? I mean, honest mistakes.
Not many for a double homicide case, really.
Yeah, considering there's only about 40 pieces and we lost 30 of them. I mean, that's, you know, only 75% loss ratio. So give us a break, guys. We're only funded up the wazoo and paid well to do this.
Okay.
Ah,
Chester wants to ask you, Mr. McClelland. I mean, we haven't got to
mhm.
this yet, but he can still ask you anyway. Or she. Sorry, I don't know if Chester's a male or female. Why wasn't there any DNA found in Rick Allen's car?
Oh, because we waited 5 years to look. We're dummies.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
sure with all that blood, I'm sure there would have been. But Rick is such a tricky guy. He must have tricked us and got rid of it all.
A criminal mastermind, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. And he inserted himself like a master, like a one of those psychotic killers. He inserted
Yeah.
himself because he gets off on that.
Like one of those psychopaths that only commits their first crime at middle age. Oh, that don't actually
Yes,
exist. But
yes.
yeah, okay.
No history of violence, no
No.
criminal record, no. He's been married 35 years. He had kept a job. You think
Yeah.
this guy isn't him, but man, he did it. And I'm saying that sarcastically as Nick, everyone.
Yes, I think everyone can gauge the sarcasm here. I think we're
Okay.
having a bit of fun with this.
Okay. All right.
Kelt says
All right.
McCain set off that camera with his bike, though, Mr. McClelland. So, yeah, I guess your new revelations about how
Mhm.
it's a load of crock that there was Bridge Guy walking
Well,
down that
you know,
street seems to be, yeah, confirmed.
we speak out of both sides of our ass all the time. Don't hold it against us. Just trust us, bro.
Sarah
Mhm.
says he'd have to have gone all the way around the store or on the highway, would have walked right past Mears lot, which concerned
Yeah.
people already. Yeah, good point. There were a lot of people at Mears already, so why did they not notice the muddy, bloody guy?
Right. Right. But I mean, also when you think about it, he couldn't have been very bright walking down the road in the middle of the day when if this person knew this area well, you could have ran up the side of the creek and they could have ran in between the trail and the road in through the trees because we've seen people do that. They didn't. This person didn't need to take the pathway to get back to their car. This was all how they said it went.
But Mr. McClelland, you also mentioned that Rick is this amazing mastermind. He's evaded justice in such a clever, sneaky way, and then he didn't sneak out of the crime scene, did he?
No, no. He walked.
Interesting.
He walked down the road in the middle of the day,
Yeah, in a really kind of open area towards that CVS
and
lot. Mm. Interesting.
and he wasn't to show he wasn't as much a mastermind. He left a video of himself on the person's phone, and with an iPhone 6 that's not waterproof, he didn't bother to break it or throw it into the creek. So
Gosh, it's so interesting, isn't it? Maybe it's a
yeah,
little bit like what comes up when he's in jail, where he can be floridly psychotic, and
yeah,
eating and smearing feces one minute, and the next minute he's telling you the detailed description. But I mean, yeah, we'll get to that a bit later too.
right,
So Sean's actually got something to say to you too, Mr. McClelland. He
yep,
says Rick didn't kill the
yes,
girls. Goodness, shock horror, Sean. The guy behind Abby was 5'9" to 5'10" tall. It's all in geometry and maths. Sorry, first of all, Sean, I'm just joking with you. I hope you know that when I said shock horror. I agree with you because, yeah, that bridge guy looks taller, and the witnesses all said that he was taller than them. Maybe not
right,
significantly tall.
right.
Yeah.
Well, not one. Listen, if anyone saw Rick Allen, the first words out of their mouth would be short. I don't care who you are, if you're driving in a car or you see him from 200 yards away. If you saw Rick Allen, you would say a short man. Simple as that. Not one of them said short.
So what? Yeah. So why are you so sure then that Rick is bridge guy?
Well, because I'm an asshole.
I mean, maybe he's wearing high heels underneath the boots or whatever, or maybe those boots are like those massive platform boots that the Spice Girls used to wear. Um,
Also, yeah, true. Yeah. Also, I'm sure because I didn't take measurements intentionally of the bridge because I could have measured the bridge that would, and I could have used the ratio in any given photo to predict his height very accurately with simple geometry. But I chose not
mm.
to do that, so I
Yeah,
could
and I
spend
mean,
my
apparently that was
advantage.
only about $10,000 to do that. I mean, that's not a significant amount of money, is it?
I I could have done it with a $10 measuring tape myself, but I chose not to
Yeah, I guess it's
because.
kind of like you chose not to allow the jury to go to the
Hmm,
scene and to walk the trails, and you
right,
chose not to
right,
really offer
right,
any really good
right.
pictures of the
Yep.
trails and the bridge. Yeah.
You want to know why also? Because with less accurate descriptions, what does that give us? Way more suspect. Every guy's a suspect then. Boom.
Mm. Are you a suspect?
Everyone's, except me.
Well,
Yeah,
because some of your staff definitely could look like Bridge Guy. Interestingly, because I think so many middle-aged men in Indiana, and particularly in Delphi, could look like Bridge Guy, couldn't they?
right. Sure. They all did. I mean, who doesn't wear jeans? Who doesn't wear, I bet you 80% of the men between the ages of 20 and 70 look exactly like this guy, especially
And
in that small town.
so is the Bridge Guy starter kit that you're going to talk about later, is that just like something that everybody gets when they turn middle-aged in Delphi?
No, that's just what we wear.
Exactly. So like
That's
so when you said Rick's got it, I mean you're going to tell me that a little bit later, but like yeah, it's interesting because it seems like everybody's got it.
yeah,
Hmm.
we all wear them. But hey,
Yeah.
it, it's easier to spin a narrative with less description, a less descriptive description. Whatever I'm trying to say.
And I mean, I suppose Rick did say he wore those clothes. I mean, ridiculous. 5 years later, this mastermind, as Kelt's saying, he's a forest ninja, criminal mastermind, and then he comes in and he gets interviewed without a lawyer, and then he tells you he was wearing clothes that could have looked like Bridge Guy. Because did he just want to be found out all of a sudden? Do you think?
I think so. But again,
Mm,
none of it matters because you just need to trust us with this.
okay.
We know
Yeah.
we know what we're doing.
I mean, can we just change your closing argument to "Trust me, bro"?
Trust me, bruh. Like, forget what your eyes see. Forget what the evidence shows. Forget all the deleted shit and all the stuff Gull didn't allow in. You're just gonna have to take our word. That's all I can say.
Okay. Chester just wants to ask you, how do you convict a man to 130 years with no evidence?
Pretty easy in Delphi. When Gull is patting your tushy like she did mine. Like all
Hello
of
to all the other people coming into the chat. Thanks for joining us. This is both debunking the state story, but also a lovely, fun comedy show as well.
yes. Like I'll admit, I'll be the first one to admit, without Judge Gull, I would have fallen flat on my face because I had Mullins and Holman helping me. So we would have screwed this up a long time ago, but Gull guided us right through. They held our hand, she held our hand and suggested some great things to do, and boom, look at this. We got a conviction.
Well, Digital's got another good question for you. So he says, or she says, sorry, I think it's she, isn't it, Digital? I don't know why I keep saying he. Mr. McClelland, if your child was lost in a desert, would you consider using geofence data to find her, or would you send Jerry Holman to get her?
Oh, I would use everything to find her. I would use all the technology that I didn't use in this case to actually
But
solve it.
the geofence isn't very accurate anyway, so you may as well throw that out. You were saying in the pretrial hearings that it's basically inaccurate. It could be up to like 20 miles away or
Right.
something. So no point using it.
Mm. Well, I mean, it's still, I would use anything. I would use it all because it's different when if I want to solve something, I'll do things differently than when I'm trying to railroad somebody, you see? Allegedly, I wouldn't need all this evidence when you can just use my word, right?
Yeah, because I'd like to let you know, Mr. McClellan, that a geofence range is actually really quite accurate. It's not up to multiple miles away. It's usually up to meters, sometimes 5 meters, maybe max like 100 meters. So it actually would have given a pretty good ballpark of the people around the trail and their movements. And I just don't know why you tried so hard and managed to, with Gull's help, suppress that information. That could have been exculpatory for Rick and also confirmed the timelines of the witnesses.
Well, hey, again, everything here is ambiguous. Like, depends on if I like the person or not. If they're a friend of mine, they didn't jaywalk. If they aren't, well, then they jaywalk. Or they drove, without a license. Then I lock them up and I take their teeth away. If I don't like them.
I just love your attitude. It's just yeah,
The
it just screams
trial's over now. Yeah, we got our guy. Yippee.
yeah. Hmm. Hi, Adrienne. Thanks for joining us. And hello,
Hi,
everybody else
Adrian.
who's joined.
Hi,
Adrian,
Louise.
speaking of,
Hi,
is
Adrian.
Cleland on my show, Adrian? No, no, it's Shibby playing Nick.
This is
He really
Shibby.
wanted this sought after role of one of the key figures in Delphi, like for his debut acting role. He picked the most likable character he could find, and so he chose to be Nick McClelland.
Ooh, I'd like to answer. Cryptex, as Mr. McClellan, I became a Temu hipster by the first purchase I bought at Temu was those padded thong bikini briefs, and they really looked great. I bought them in leopard skin. I bought them in zebra print. I bought them in suede, and man, they really made my package look way bigger than it actually is. So that's how I got started with Temu.
I've got another funny question for you, Nick.
Go ahead, I'm here.
Pertinent. Here we go. We've
I'll
missed
tell
this
all.
one. The chat's going off. Did you get involved with Fangirl Jura after Rick was sentenced?
Well, I mean, the Polaroids. Luckily, I got hold of that Polaroids afterwards. So no, I didn't. There's no proof of it, anyways.
Okay, guys. I'm having a lot of a lot of fun with some of the questions here, and I hope we don't mind some light relief. Obviously, we're not making fun of the case, but maybe
No,
making
no,
fun of some
definitely
of the
not.
characters.
No. But I mean, yeah, I'll always say that. I'm sorry for making light of things, but I mean, if I did, I would be crying under my bed right now. So I
Yeah.
need to laugh. That's my process. I'm sorry otherwise.
Yeah. Hi, Sharon and Teresa as well. Got some of my regular friends in here. Um, yeah, and I don't think hopefully takes offense to this when we're talking about the serious stuff around Abby and Libby.
Right,
It's nothing but heart and compassion. But when we are directing our comments towards law enforcement and the
for
investigation,
sure.
I think snark is needed to deal with it, and
Honestly,
also it's warranted, right?
I would give away all this laughter and comedy and entertainment if this person just didn't do this. I wish it never happened. I feel horrible, but I mean, then again, to watch this whole clown circus trial, I mean, I have to laugh at it because I'd be pulling my what's left of my hair out and bonking my head on the wall otherwise. So
Yeah.
it's
I
just
don't think I've ever used the word absurd as much as I have in this case.
right. Oh my God, from day one, nothing
And
but
I hope
shenanigans.
also in us presenting this material in this sort of somewhat funny way, it also makes it kind of accessible too, because gosh, sitting and reading those transcripts, pages and pages and pages of dry
Right,
words can feel
right,
intimidating. I don't like reading them. And
right.
so hopefully this read through, we are also mentioning factual information that helps debunk the
Oh
case,
yeah, yeah.
but in an accessible format.
Right, because I look forward to when Teresa, and Sleuthie read these things, and it is, entertaining, and we're not mocking or making light of it. We have to laugh at the absurdity of it all.
Yeah. Now, Mr. McClellan, we'll let you continue with your closing argument because I don't think we're
Okay,
very
no,
far in, but we've already
oh shit,
enjoyed helping prove you
I
wrong.
got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to go. It's Saturday night. What else would I be doing, right?
Oh, Cryptex has got a good question because I think this is about to
Yep.
come up in your argument. So let's get you to read up to the tip part and your buddy Kathy Shank, and then we'll come back to Cryptex's question.
Okay, you tell me when to stop. I'll go.
Yeah, yeah,
Where was I? Kelsey German passes. Yeah, I was
oh,
around that.
yeah.
I'll go. Then we heard from Steve Mullen, who viewed the Hoosier Harvester video. He was able to observe Kelsey's car, Betsy Blair's car, Sarah Carball's car, which confirmed the time that they were at the trail. Kelsey German passes the Hoosier Harvester headed towards the Mears entrance at 1:49 p.m. Betsy Blair is heading back to the trails for her second trip at 1:46:20, and then she's leaving at 2:18. And then Sarah Carbaugh's vehicle is seen at 3:56. This video confirmed the times that those witnesses testified about when they were on the trail and when they saw a bridge guy. The phone found at the scene was then further examined by First Sergeant Christopher Cecil. He did an extraction of the phone and a full analysis of what he found. He was able to locate health app data, Snapchat information, location data, more information about the video, and from this information, we know that Abby and Libby got to the trail around 1:48 p.m. And we know from each time that Libby logs on to Snapchat that it gives a GPS location of where she's at. And First Sergeant Cecil testifies they will track that as they go down the trail towards the Monon High Bridge. And the health app data confirms that there's movement, that they're moving as they get to the trails. He then analyzes the video. We know from the video again that it was taken at 2:13:51 p.m. on February 13th. And he talks about the GPS location of that video. And it shows that it's at the Monon High Bridge. And so we're able to map Libby's location, where she goes until the end of the Monon High Bridge. And we show movement until 2:32 p.m. The phone stops moving, doesn't move after that, registers no movement on the health app data. So where are we
I'll
at?
just stop you for a minute again, Nick. Look, I think you spoke some facts there, which was good. It was nice to get some truth. But you said that you track the phone till the end of the Monon High Bridge. But again, I feel you don't understand how geofence starter works, because I mean, presumably Libby would have a Google account. I think most people did in 2017. So essentially, you should have been able to have some more location data than what was just available on the Knowledge C and Celebrate extraction data.
I guess so. But I'm trying to spin a narrative here. Come on.
Yeah. I guess TMI, right? Too much information. Don't need it.
Too much information makes it hard for me to bullshit.
Oh, okay, cool. Got ya. Hi, Pie Crust. Welcome. Okay, keep going, sir.
All right. So where are we at this point? Can you bring up the map, please? So I want to go over the timeline that we have up to this point. 12:25, Bree Wilbur arrives at the Freedom Bridge. She and the other girls were walking towards the Monon High Bridge. At 12:43, Bree Wilbur arrives at the Monon High Bridge and takes a picture, and that picture's timestamped. They then turn around and head back towards the Freedom Bridge. At 1:26, Bree Wilbur takes a picture at the bench on the trail, somewhere in this area. After that, they run into Bridge Guy. Betsy Blair passes the Hoosier Harbor Store on the way to the Mears entrance at 1:46, and she begins her walk towards the Monon High Bridge. She gets to the Monon High Bridge, turns around, and heads back to the Mears entrance. We know that Kelsey's car is headed this way at 1:48, right after she drops off Libby and Abby at the Mears entrance. So Libby and Abby start their walk down toward the Monon High Bridge. 2 o'clock, Betsy Blair reaches the Monon High Bridge. She sees the man on the first platform. She turns around and heads back to the Mears entrance. And as she does, she passes Abby and Libby. Abby and Libby proceed out onto the Monon High Bridge. We know this from the phone information and the Snapchat GPS location. And then at 2:13, the video begins. The video that Libby took with her phone. The video that shows them being kidnapped by Bridge Guy. And then at 2:32, the phone stops moving. When we then know Sarah Carbaugh traveling to the west on 300 North, and she sees a guy that's muddy and bloody, like he had just slaughtered a pig. And she passes the Hoosier Harbor Store at 3:56.
Can I just say, this is like blah, 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 blah. You've already told us this. Can you get to some facts?
Hey, settle down.
Hey, Rockstar, by the way, welcome. Keep going.
Thank you for interrupting me to say that. I'm just kidding. Okay, actually, I think Sarah Carbaugh is going this way. I apologize. So she passes the Hoosier Harbor Store at 3:56 and then sees Bridge Guy, who is muddy and bloody. So at this point, we know that the Bridge Guy is the guy in the video that Libby took, and that he's the one who kidnapped Abby and Libby, and that after that, they're dead. So if we can determine who Bridge Guy is, we can determine who killed Abby and Libby.
We actually don't even know after that they're dead exactly when, because remember your forensic examination, that really thorough examination that was done, they didn't give us any indication of time of death.
Yeah, but this is opening, so I don't think that information's out just yet, right? Or is it?
No, this is closing. This is closing. You've presented your case, yeah.
I'm still confused. I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay.
you're right. I'm surprised anyone believed us.
Hi, USA Libertarian. Welcome. Keep going.
Okay. Bridge guy is guilty of felony murder in the act of kidnapping Abby and Libby. In the act of kidnapping, Abby and Libby died. He's guilty of felony murder. So fast forward to 2022. Inspector, investigator Kathy Shank comes across a leads form.
Is investigator a little bit of a
Oh, sorry, I added that.
okay,
Kathy
cool.
Shank. I added that. That was accident.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was just in my wet dreams. I just let that slip. I'm
Actually,
sorry.
you know what? You didn't add that because I'm pretty sure if we look at the tip printouts, I'm pretty sure it does say investigator Kathy
Does
Shank.
it?
We'll have to go back to that.
Oh
Yeah, so
well,
maybe that was actually not a mistake speak there.
it's not. It's not. It was a Freudian slip.
Apparently anyone can be an investigator. So like I
Oh yeah.
think I'm gonna go head into Delphi and say I'll start organizing things there and I can become an investigator too.
Well, if you think about it, I could fire all of Unified Command because Kathy Shank is better than them all combined. So I'm going to fire them all.
Exactly. I mean, if Kathy Shank's good at doing this
Yeah.
at her point in life, not no offense to her or anything, but yeah, I mean,
No,
come on,
she's
like some of
amazing.
us could be really ready to do this.
You know what else is true? She can do more push-ups and sit-ups and run faster than all of them.
Wow, amazing.
Yep.
She solved the case. I
That's,
mean, yeah, clearly she
yeah.
solved the case. Only interestingly, she could have solved it 2 years earlier when she printed out
Right.
the exact same information. But yeah, anyway, let's get to that.
Well, she's amazing. I'm going to fire them all. Anyway, so Kathy Shank came across a leads form. She's a volunteer who's assisting with organizing numerous tips and files that were involved in this investigation. She comes across this lead sheet from Dan Doolin and it sticks out to her. It immediately strikes her as something she's not seen before, something that's not been followed up on. She found a lead sheet about a man who was on the trail on February 13th between 1:30 and 3:30, and that man had run into girls on the trail, Bree Wilbur and Riley Voorhees. Kathy immediately took this tip to Tony Liggett. This tip stuck out.
Mr. McClellan immediately because she printed it in 2019. This is 2022.
Details. Come on now. Trust me. This is my narrative here. Remember?
Yeah.
Although again, yeah, I agree with you. You're right. I'm surprised anyone believed me this whole trial.
So basically, to answer Cryptex's question, you have this fairy tale story of the lost tip narrative,
Yes.
but actually what happened was that there were papers flying around with Rick Allen's details on them for years. And
Right.
Doolin had his own copy of these papers. He gave them,
Right.
submitted them back to Unified Command. He also submitted phone details to the investigators in charge of the digital evidence. Holman actually was one of the people that received the tip, and there were multiple people's names on this piece of paper. And it isn't
Right.
just one piece of paper, it's multiple pieces of paper, but somehow they all disappeared. Kathy Shank printed it off in her sleep in 2019, and again it disappeared. I mean, there must be a ghost in Unified Command. Yeah. Or I know what happened. Rick and Kathy, were they working in Unified Command because they went and like every time the tip got printed, they just went and shredded it? Well, actually, they didn't shred it. Sorry, they put it in a box.
Maybe they snuck in and did that. Maybe they snuck in at nighttime and did that. Remember there was a nighttime break-in? Did you ever hear that?
I mean, if Rick is a forest ninja, then yeah, okay, I get it. Okay.
But I'll tell you now that the trial's over, the funniest part to me as boss McClellan is that Doolin was there every day in Unified Command. From the day he took the tip, he was there every day looking at the photo of BG. And then in 2019, he was on the stage beside a huge poster of BG. And boom, not once did he remember he talked to that guy. That guy.
Well,
For 5
also,
years, Doolin forgot.
your buddy Jerry, Mr. Holman, or Lieutenant Holman, sorry, who got an award recently. I mean, he because we know that Rick and Kathy went into the station to give the initial tip. So it seems as though the person that they spoke to, according to Rick, a man came down to speak to them. It seems like that could be Jerry Holman based on what's written on that tip report. And so Jerry and Dan Doolan, they both met Rick a few days after the murders. He told them he was on the trails around the key time frame, the only male on the trails in that absolute like small time frame where the girls were abducted. And they were both on the stage at the press conference. I believe it was just a couple of days later with the bridge guy picture up, asking if anyone had seen this person. So interesting, isn't it? And they had his phone details and everything, and they just forgot. Gosh, there's just this collective amnesia, isn't there?
Honest mistake. How are we to know that the only white guy from White Man Drive, surnamed White Man, could be BG? How are we to know that? He only talked to us 2 days afterwards. How are we to know?
I mean, exactly. He's just being so secretive, and he must have done something to spin a spell on you, on everyone he spoke to. Rick just has that energy about him. I mean, he's cast a spell on all of us here in this community, in the Free Rick Allen community, because we're all just like simping for a child killer. So, yeah, I mean, I guess he's clearly a very charismatic human being who just has this aura.
And he tricked us with his surname, White Man, and he fooled us on his fishing license, too. Threw us off by 2 inches.
Changing his height.
We had no clue.
So suspicious. I mean, who doesn't know their height exactly? And yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. Plus, the black car we were looking for was parked at least 3 blocks over for 5 years. It's so far. Like, how are we to find that same car so close?
Look, I mean, gosh, you're convincing me, Mr. McClelland. Yeah, no, actually you're not. Also interesting, right, that you know that Rick worked in the only pharmacy in town.
Oh, yeah. Everyone
By the way,
knew.
hi, Heavy. It is Shibby here talking.
Yes, it's me. Hi, Heavy. Hi, Rotting Jewels, Dana. Hi, Digital. Hi, Kels. Hi, Dana. Adrian. Hi, Miss Pie.
So, yeah, I mean, there's only one pharmacy, I believe, in Delphi, or at least there was, and Rick worked there. A lot of people were served by him, and, so interesting that not one person said, oh, that's Bridge Guy. So obvious now, isn't it? Like, now everyone's like, duh, it has to be his voice as well. No one noticed his voice.
Plus he has a box cutter there, I'm sure, too, right? So it has to be him.
Well, I mean, when you have, like, look, gosh, I saw the photo with all of the knives and box cutters. It just looked like such a routine tool bench that would any dad in America or Australia would have, and it had a plush cat. I mean, that's got to be a sign this guy's pretty scary, right?
Oh, yeah. Even though the ME never said box cutter for the first 2 reports.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. It's interesting that they sort of changed the narrative right before. But do you notice also, I would like to ask you this, Mr. McClelland, why is it that that Dr. Cord didn't actually feel the need to tell the defense when he decided all of a sudden he had this sort of epiphany that it was a box cutter? He said that wasn't relevant for the defense to know.
Well, I mean, because we just thought of it afterwards, when we changed our strategy. This was our new plan, so we couldn't have told them earlier.
Oh, a little bit like Brad Weber's van, which we're going to get to, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
We just adapted what we needed. We just modified the evidence a little bit,
I mean, that's kind of common practice, is it?
Oh yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah, and it's interesting. When I did some research on this, Mr. McClelland. I like to do my research, and I researched the chances of somebody who had Rick's profile committing this crime, and I also researched the chances of law enforcement doing mistakes, let's say, quotation marks around that, in an investigation. And do you want to guess which one is more statistically likely?
Which?
That you guys did the wrong thing, because Rick does not match any of the descriptors of what we would expect for a sadistic killer. Just thought you should know.
I agree.
Rick's clearly an innocent man, right?
He's the exact opposite of the person that did this.
Yeah, so you're pretty much agreeing with me that you guys framed an innocent man.
Oh yeah, we got away with it too.
And you feel okay about that?
Oh, I feel great. Yeah, we got our guy.
Mm.
Anyway,
Okay, keep
with
going,
with
keep
the
going.
box
Let us
cutter, I'll just add that the box cutter, like, first of all, you could not tell something was used to cut something. You know, I think that's such a weird thing. Plus, the only evidence they have of a box cutter is Ricci, Ricci Davis saying that Ron Logan mentioned the box cutter. So the only evidence about a box cutter goes against their narrative. They didn't
Mhm.
find a box cutter. They can't tell if it was a box cutter that was really used. It's all hearsay. It's all just, their opinion.
And I think what they like to do is to change the narrative to fit Rick's
Right.
alleged confession, which was
Right.
not recorded on audio. The only confession
Right.
he gives that gives lots of details that he gives to Dr. Wala rather than to his wife or
Yes.
mother, even though he
Yes.
confesses to them multiple times and only says, I think I did it. I must have done it. Maybe I did it. But yeah, okay.
Every piece of their evidence passed through a state actor's lips,
Mm.
and
Interesting, isn't it?
like a
Yeah.
voice change, it gets a little bit changed.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, Mr. McLean, keep going. I mean, so far, everything you said is a load of codswallop, but
Yes.
let's see if you got anything useful to say.
Oh, I got more bullshit than you for sure.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
This tip stuck out to Tony Liggett because he knew that who the girls had run into was Bridge Guy, and if we could find Bridge Guy, we could find the killer. And all indications pointed to this being Bridge Guy. So Tony Liggett got with Steve Mullins and began to follow up on this tip. This tip identified the man who was on the trail on February 13th between 1:30 and 3:30 as Richard Allen. So they tried to verify the information. They call in Dan Doolin. They look at his reports. He typed up a narrative from what he had found that day. He downloaded a BMV picture of Richard Allen. Steve Mullen went to the Hoosier Harbor store. The information he found in the B&V that Richard Allen owned a 2016 black Ford Focus, and from your questions, we were able to determine that that is the only 2016 black Ford Focus registered in Carroll County in 2016 and 2017. So Steve Mullen goes to the Hoosier Harbor store video and he finds a car that matched the description of the car owned by Richard Allen. Tony Liggett then goes to CVS, where Richard Allen works, and he takes pictures of that car. And they compare those pictures to what they found on the Hoosier Harbor store. And Steve Mullen testified that one clue that he was able to recognize is those wheels on that car.
Oh, okay. Can I just stop you there again, Mr. McClellan?
Yep,
This
yep.
Hoosier Harvest store footage really gets my goat, right? Because a couple of things. First of all, um, the wheels, you can't really see them. It's just this blur. Second of all, the vehicle in the Hoosier Harvest store footage that's supposedly the suspect vehicle, it is more blurry than Kelsey German's vehicle, Sarah Carbar's, all the others. So I'm wondering why would the ISP want to obtain images of the suspect vehicle that are less good clarity and quality and resolution than the witness vehicles?
That's a great question. I have no idea. I mean,
You can't really identify a car when you're looking at this sort of blurry image that is really poor resolution, can you?
no, no, because I mean, really, I'll admit now that the trial's over. If that image was so great, why couldn't we find it? Holman or Mullins couldn't find that car parked 5 streets over or 3 blocks away.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you
So,
the same thing because we never heard any mention of this car until Rick Allen was arrested. I guess a vehicle driving on that road around that key time, I would have thought would have called some suspicion to that vehicle potentially. I mean, it could be nothing, but why wouldn't they have searched for the owner of that vehicle? Because they were searching for a car that they
right,
believed was parked around the CPS area between
right,
12 and 5. But this car goes past at 127. So if they knew this car went past at 127, interesting that they're calling out for one car but not the other. And yeah, they just kind of keep changing their ideas of what they're looking for.
right. There was only one of them in that whole county, he says, registered. They didn't
Yeah.
go check up on it. They didn't go knock on the guy's door. And that
Well,
guy,
they
if he did
actually
that,
didn't check if that was the only car registered until the jury actually asked you during trial too. So the jury are also pretty
right,
good
right,
investigators in
right,
comparison to you guys.
right. Yeah, they called us out on our bullshit a couple times.
Mm. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, the Hoosier Harvestal footage, I mean, there's a lot of other issues with it. I mean, we've never seen the video. You've never explained why. Those pictures, where did they actually come from? I mean, did they come from the FBI verified collection, or are these Mullen's little screenshots?
I believe, they're Mullins screenshots, from what I remember.
Oh, the screenshots are much better evidence. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Why this way without the we can then modify it and change the whole time data and everything. What's that called again? The information in the photo.
What's that? Oh, the metadata.
Yeah, the metadata. I mean, we can just
Yeah.
make up our own. If I screenshot it now, it's at a different date and time, and blah blah blah. So it's so much easier to spin this narrative.
Yep. Okay, makes sense. So, just for the people in the chat who are just joining now, Mr. McClelland's just saying some really entertaining things, and I think you'll probably notice the sort of sarcasm and snark in my voice when I am saying yes to him. So far, Mr. McClelland has provided nothing of any substance other than things that seem to actually be completely ridiculous and absurd. But he's done it with such confidence and such charm that, yeah, we're all just taken up by him, aren't we?
Yeah, and to answer Digital's question on screen, the ex
Oh, yeah.
parte. I mean, I knew what ex parte was, but I mean, it's not my fault. I saw that and had to read it, knowing I wasn't supposed to. It was another honest mistake. I mean, I knew it because I'm a professional prosecutor. I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
I mean, let's be honest. The word honest probably shouldn't come out of your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just trust me, bro. Then I'm not honest, but you got to trust me, bro.
Yeah, it's just because some of the things you're saying, I mean, actually, the vast majority of the things you're saying don't actually seem to be factual. So, like, the only facts you've given here is that the girls were at the trails that day and that unfortunately they were abducted and brutally murdered. I think there's been a few little bits and pieces of fact there, but anything that was about Rick Allen is not factual.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah. So, we're going to agree to disagree here.
I agree with you, and I disagree with you.
Okay, cool. Got you. Okay. Well, let's keep going.
Okay. And the fact that light is emitted through the wheels on the car, and he testified that his car matches the description of Richard Allen's 2016 black Ford Focus. The timestamp on the Hoosier Harvester video, 1:27 p.m., falls in line with what Richard Allen told Dan Doolin in 2017. That he got to the trails around 1:30. So October 13th of 2022, Steve Mullen and Tony Liggett call Richard Allen in for an interview. You got to see the entire interview. You got to see it for yourself. Richard Allen confirms on that day that he was wearing the same clothes that Bridge Guy was wearing on February 13th of 2017.
So again, shock
Confirmed.
horror, because he said he's wearing jeans and a Carhartt jacket and boots. He's not saying he's wearing a clown costume. He's not saying he's wearing a pink tutu. He's wearing pretty much the standard clothing of a Indiana male of that age range. Would you agree?
Right. I agree. But again, I guess I'll admit now that the trial's over that since Doolin lost his recording and whatever notes or whatever, he may have got a few things wrong too. I'll admit that for sure.
Yeah, I would. I'm probably there with you around Mullen. Yeah, he seems to be up there
No,
with Holland.
Doolin.
Yeah.
Doolin
Okay.
was the original guy, right?
Yeah. Well, no, there's a few. I mean, yeah, you got a good team there of people who make mistakes.
I mean, he lost his recording and notes, so
Well, he found them again though. They were stored in a folder in his office, even though he shredded them because he scanned them. So, I mean,
or didn't he rewrite them or something? I don't know.
logic is in small supply, I think, in this investigation.
Honestly, my head is spinning. I don't even know how we got away with this.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, sorry, I stopped you about the interview. Keep going because you got some more things that are silly to say, and I'll stop you again in a minute.
Anytime you want, please. You got to see it for yourself. Richard Allen confirms on that day that he was wearing the same clothes that Bridge Guy was wearing on February 13th of 2017. Confirms that he was wearing a blue or black Carhartt jacket, jeans, and boots. He confirms that he was on the trails that day, and he actually says that. I went not only on the trails, but out onto the Monon High Bridge, out to the first platform. Exactly what Betsy Blair told you. He also states that he didn't
Oh,
see anybody
Mr.
else.
McClellan, sorry. Like so many pictures that I see of the Monon High Bridge and videos, I see
Mhm.
so many people like to stand on that first platform, and I believe the logic behind that is because it's it's going out and being able to see the creek and get a good vantage point, but without having to cross the tyrannous bridge. So, would you agree that the majority of people who may visit the Monon High Bridge and want to get a beautiful view of Deer Creek would go to that first platform trestle?
I would agree you're correct. Yep.
So not just Bridge Guy and Rick Allen?
I think everybody in that town went on that part.
Because Brie, I think it's Brie Wilbur. She also says on that day that she went to the first platform too. So does that mean Brie Wilbur could be Bridge Guy?
Depends. If you want
I
to
mean,
actually
depends if
murder,
that's the story you wanted to make. You could probably make it fit.
well, if you're trying to solve the murder or set someone up, it all depends.
Okay, cool. Notice here, guys. I do not think Brie Wilbur is Bridge Guy. Just making a joke there.
And it's all allegedly
Yes.
what we're saying here now.
Yes. Digital's got a good question. Digital, honestly, would really is an amazing mind here. Lots of wonderful questions. So here's another one to throw you, Mr. McClellan. Are you aware that allowing witnesses to lie under oath can cost you your law license, and that Trump is not going to allow Timu to send you another one?
Hmm. But I have Judge Go protecting me, so I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. We don't really need to worry. It's no big
No,
deal. In fact, you'll
Judge Go.
probably get like some sort of Nobel Prize eventually.
Yeah.
Because like Holman, he got a good award. You should be able to get that too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a promotion and a golden parachute. I'm going to retire at the age of 45 or whatever, however old I am.
Oh, I
Next
think
year, I'm retiring.
are you already older than that, maybe? But anyway,
Okay.
and all the while you'll be retired, like laying there in your beautiful mansion,
Yes.
knowing that Rick Allen is perishing in maximum security prison.
Yep. I'll be eating foie gras and drinking
Cryptic
wine.
wants to know, Mr. McClelland, can you tell us where the sticks are? The sticks that were on the girl's body that were apparently covering up the bodies. They only cover up, what is it, like 3% of the bodies? Like, can you tell us what those strange sticks are? Oh, sorry, you don't think they're strange, but we think they're strange because they're in sort of strange formations. Did you guys collect them at the crime scene?
No,
Did you actually look at them forensically?
no, we had no reason to believe they were related. Actually, that's part of the reason we call up the search, because we are tripping over sticks. It was so dangerous.
So can I just ask you, Mr. McClellan, like if your child or a child in your family were missing potentially in the woods on a winter's day in Delphi, would you stop searching in the evening and just go to sleep?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, it was getting cold. It was a little bit chilly. It was getting dark. There was a hill. We had to call it off for our safety.
Okay.
But
All
if it
right.
was
Well,
our family, oh yeah, if it was our family, yeah, we would have been out there all night.
but you say you care so much about Abby and Libby.
Right.
And
Well,
they were
apparently,
just young girls. They were just young girls. Like I'm just saying to you that I'm a middle-aged cancer survivor who's not very strong. But if that were happening to like in an area where I was, I'd put on some boots and get my flashlight, and I
I
would
see.
I would get out there and look, even though they're not my kids.
No, I see where you're going with this. But really, it was dark, chilly, and there was a hill. So we had to call the search off. And the dogs, you know, we didn't need them. We just didn't need them.
Is it maybe that you really, again, that whole idea of like it could just be a bit inconvenient to have like preserved some forensic evidence earlier?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
If I
Cryptex
could
has
go back now, I would have.
had a good suggestion. I mean, you could have made a fire with those sticks, and that could have kept you guys warm too.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah, we could have done a lot of things we didn't do.
And then you could destroy the evidence whilst keeping warm. So win-win.
Yeah. Yep. Or like all the other officers, when they found the girls, they were all pissing and spitting and throwing cigarette butts all over the crime scene too, right?
Mm. Yeah, and so yeah, while your officers weren't carrying a particular caliber of gun, there were so many other people just trotting around there, walking around, probably
Right.
dropping that, right?
Right. Plus, that was like 5 or 6 years ago, so we can
Yeah.
just say anything we want now too. So
Well, yeah, and I mean, it sort of sounds again like it's convenient for you guys that you waited so many years. Sorry, you found Rick Allen's name so many years later, after his chances to show his digital evidence that would have probably shown he wasn't at the trails and he was indeed at home laying on his couch. They were gone because 2017, 2022, it's just over the 5-year mark, which is usually the sort of retention of phone records.
yeah. Plus, that's another way, as Nick thought, Rick Allen tricked him by getting rid of that one phone. Like,
Okay.
why did they wait 5 years? It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, because again, a criminal mastermind thinks, I've got this one phone that's going to be really problematic, so I will keep all the others to make it really obvious that I've lost the one phone that's suspicious. And also another really important note, the sarcasm, everybody. I probably should stop being sarcastic. And I should just say to you, Mr. McClelland, people don't just have their sadistic era. I always like to use the term era because I'm a Swiftie. So are you suggesting Rick Allen had his sadistic era in 2017, but prior to that and after that he didn't, so he could keep those phones, couldn't he?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Anything to make him look like a boogeyman. Just like
Yeah.
when we walked him through the court with 30 officers, and he was all
Yeah.
shackled in chains.
I suppose it's a little bit like
Yeah.
when you've had your dishonesty era, only that era spanning. Anyway, that's just allegedly. I don't mean anything by that. But
I
yeah,
think we
you
should
did have
hurry up.
Jacqueline Chain, a small man who'd lost a lot of weight and was really unwell. Yeah, I mean, for sure, he looked
Yeah.
so dangerous.
And plus, Judge Gull was afraid to have him in her chambers too, because I mean, look at him. He would just rip those chains apart, take out all the guards, and who knows what he could do. So dangerous.
I know. Well, definitely super dangerous. Carol wants to know what's going on. Nick, can you tell Carol what's going on? Because I think she's just come into this wonderful conversation.
Oh, Carol, I was talking to my friend Shibby, and he said, "Go look under your bed." Okay?
Carol, Shibby is playing the role of Nick McClelland, and we're having a really interesting discourse about his closing argument. Yeah, we're having a bit of a comedy show as well, a bit of dark comedy.
Yes.
Okay, well, look, we're starting to run out of time, Mr. McClelland, so I will stop interrupting you. Actually, I probably can't say that I will, but yeah, keep going.
No, it's okay. Where was it? Exactly what Betsy Blair told you?
You were spinning some narrative. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. He also states that he didn't see anybody else on the trail except for the 3 girls that he ran into. Didn't see any other males. Didn't see any other group of girls. Just those 3 girls. Now, in this interview.
Sorry, I know I said I wouldn't interrupt, Mr. McClelland, but so I am a psychologist, and I don't actually go and look up my clients and go in forums to talk about them, but just letting you know, the research on memory suggests that we're actually not particularly good at remembering, who we passed and what they looked like. So, for example, like when you went to, I don't know, go and get some breakfast this morning or walked out during the day, do you remember every person that you passed?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I don't actually remember. Like, I actually went to the petrol station before I came in here to get my Coca-Cola to keep me sugared up today. And I don't even remember what the person who served me looked like. So, and I don't remember if there was anyone else in there.
Are you asking Shibby or Nick?
Oh no, Nick. No, who wants to hear
Oh,
from Shibby? You want to hear from Nick? Yeah.
well, from as Nick, yeah, I remember everything exactly. It's not flawed. It's very accurate, and you should trust all these different people
Oh, and
because
I'm
they're
forgetting as well, of course, because Rick is this superhuman, right?
yeah,
So
yes,
yes, his memory should have been so amazing because he's this forest
yeah,
ninja. Sorry, who said forest ninja before? Whoever said that good golden quote, I'm going to use that. He's a forest ninja. He's a forensic unicorn, as I like to say. He's managing to go and hide the tip sheets from, maybe telepathically or something. And so, yeah, of course, he should remember everybody he walked past on the trails that day.
right, right. And Miss Pie, no, I don't know the Muffin Man. Sorry.
And Cryptex also had another question for you. Is it true
Uh-oh.
that Holman dived during the Wabash River search in a tight-fitting suit?
Oh yeah, actually yes, he did. He had a speedo on.
Do you have pictures of that?
No, no,
Oh, shame.
it's in my head only.
Did you hop in there too?
Yeah. Well, yes. Honestly, yes.
Cool.
I had my Temu underwear on.
Cool, man. Right. Well, next time we're in Delphi, we'll come join you.
Okay, for Hebby. Hello, Hebby. Hi, Heather Brown. I miss you.
Okay. Let's pause for a minute. I hope everyone is not finding this too silly, but I mean, I'm enjoying myself whilst also correcting the narrative. So,
Yes,
and I think everyone in the chat seems to be getting involved. What do you think, Jib?
I think it's great, and this is my first time, so if I say anything, it's totally Amy's fault.
No, I think you're doing such a good job, Shibby. I want you to be an everyday guest on my show. I like literally
Yeah,
think we could legit do a comedy show, maybe not even just about Delphi. You're so funny.
awesome. Hey, fly me out to Australia, and we can do it in person.
Oh,
I'm
I
just
have said I need you to come here. I need somebody to do the field studies with
oh,
me, so I'm not the crazy person walking around taking pictures of myself.
well. I'll pack my Temu briefs, and I'll be on the next flight if you want.
Maybe leave the Timu briefs at home. And you don't actually look like that picture, do you? This picture here,
No,
I mean.
no, I look
Okay,
like the
cool.
other picture.
Because I might be a bit worried. Yeah. Anyway,
No,
I'm mindful of the time. We might go for a little bit longer, but I do have to leave in
whatever you
about.
want.
I've got half an hour, and then I got to go pick up my boys and do mum duties. But yeah, do you want to go for
Uh,
another maybe 20 minutes or so?
yes. Let me look. I'm free for the next 6 months. So yes.
Well, we will definitely do another one of these, and if we so I don't know
Mhm.
if we'll finish the closing arguments today. We can certainly do part two, and then maybe I mean you're so good at acting, you could probably act Holman,
I
Mullen.
can do it all. I can do it all. Yes.
Yeah, so we can maybe get some requests from the audience about who they'd like to hear from in the case.
Hey, I also do house calls, ladies. So I'm just kidding. I'm starting to lose my voice. I don't usually talk
Well,
this much. So.
yeah, I know you're doing well. All right,
All right.
well, do you want to continue with the closing argument?
I do. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
With how were we? I forget now. I got to start
Uh,
remembering where we left off.
yeah, I know. I always forget when you kind of mid it. I can't remember
Okay,
what did I last.
I'll go from here. Don't worry, I got it. Now, in this interview, he did change his time. Instead of 1:30 to 3:30, he changed it from 12:30 to 1:30, and he's
Can I just?
cooperated.
Sorry, I know I'm
That's
a
okay.
nuisance. I just speak over
No,
everyone. I know, and
you,
I'm a loudmouth, but I just can't stop myself when I hear something that is so ridiculous or so easy to debunk, and that's pretty much every word you say. But yeah, did you know as well that there is a bias, a cognitive bias called the telescoping effect, where we're not particularly good at remembering times. So, particularly when we're looking at something 5 years later, trying to remember what time we walked on a trail on a day, many, many years ago, even though it was a significant day, of course, that's usually quite flawed. So, just wanted to let you know again. I think you kind of need to look at a little bit at the cognitive science and memory research, but that's only if you wanted to know the truth, I guess, or have a more research evidence-based opinion.
I agree.
Just a bit of
And we go
advice.
on. Can we go on or no?
Yeah, you can keep going.
I'm just kidding. And as the interview goes on, he becomes more aggressive. He becomes more hostile.
Oh,
Oh,
this I got to stop you again. Look, I actually am a very sensitive person, Mr. McClelland. Too sensitive for some people. I don't agree with the word too sensitive, but I don't like people being angry. And so I can tell you, though, that when I watched those interrogation videos, those were the point at which I became more convinced that Rick Allen was not the perpetrator. And that's
yeah,
alongside a lot of people who believed very strongly he was guilty, even had to concede that those interviews do not make him look guilty. They do make
no,
Mr. Holman, Lieutenant Holman, look quite scary. But Rick actually is incredibly composed. He actually doesn't get
right.
that angry.
No, it's more like he's hurt that they're thinking it's him and that he
Yeah.
was trying to help. And yeah, it's not anger. It's not aggressive. It's more like, oh my God, they think I did this. Like they're trying to, I get it now. They're trying to pin it on me.
And you notice
So,
one thing I just wanted to say was, when he does start to feel like he's being kind of cornered by them, he says things like, "Not that I want to doubt your integrity or anything." Like, I mean, that sounds kind of very reasonable. In fact, it kind of sounds um, quite sensitive and warm. And then even with Holman, even when Holman himself is being rude, he doesn't actually become particularly animated except to protect his wife.
right,
So
right. Yeah, it's more defensive, not angry. It's not
no,
aggressive. I mean,
no.
you got like a huge man banging his knuckles on the desk and screaming at you and insulting your wife and accusing you of murder. And yeah, you're going to
Yeah,
get a
and that
little,
man's not shackled, interestingly, but Rick obviously clearly once he's lost another goodness knows how many 20 pounds or something, he's super scary and needs to be shackled.
yeah, he's getting paid to be there, Holman. He's got all this, the whole room, everything's being awarded. He's got all these
Yeah,
things given to him by the state, the power, everything. And look what
yeah.
he did,
And all Rick gets is 130 years in jail.
right, for trying to help out. Hmm,
Mm, interesting.
it
Okay,
is.
continue.
Okay. And, and as the interview goes on, he becomes more aggressive. He becomes more hostile. As the investigators start to confront him with the evidence, he becomes angry. He refuses to let them search their phone, his phone. He refuses to let them search his house, and then asks if Bridge Guy's him. He states, "Well, if that picture's taken with the girl's phone, it's not me." Based on the information law enforcement had at the point, had a goddess search warrant and searched his home. In the home, we found a 2016 black Ford Focus. You can see the light emitting through the rims. Steve Mullen said that was important in identifying the car in the Hoosier Hardware Store video.
Does Steve
Also,
Mullen have some sort of supervision? Because, like, I guess a lot of us couldn't see the light coming through. I have pretty good vision, even at my age, and I can't see the lights. But
yeah,
Mullen must be, I reckon he's probably got about 10, 20 years on me, and probably 20 years on me, and he seems to be able to see that. Interesting.
yeah, it was so amazing the photo of the car and the light through the wheels that we couldn't find the car 5 streets
Mm,
over for five
mm,
years.
mm.
So, oh well. Anyways, also find several knives and box cutters. Find a blue Carhartt jacket. Surprise, surprise. Same jacket Bridget Guy's wearing. Find
Oh,
various
can I
cell
tell you
phones.
something, Mr. McClelland? And I mean, look, I can't say this is 100% verified, but then neither is anything that you say. I've heard that jacket that you guys say is the Bridge Guy starter kit was purchased after 2017.
Well, I guess we can't prove that because that was a long time ago.
Oh, and you know what? Probably Rick can go into the future, like Kathy Shank can. She can go past future. He can go into the future, get the jacket, commit the crime, then return the jacket, and then buy it again later. That's quite logical,
Right.
isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah. Considering it's so hard to get a blue jacket, right?
Yeah, not a common jacket, no.
No, no. It's not 10 of
It's
them
not
in
like
every
it's
house.
not like it's a pink jacket or something, right?
Sure. Yes.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay, keep going.
All right. I'm trying. I need to find various cell phones. find a Hope box with a 40 caliber Winchester bullet in it. Again, the same brand and caliber found at the crime scene between the two girls. In a Hope box filled with mementos, pictures, keepsakes.
Oh, has
Also
anyone
find a
seen the
40
picture of
caliber.
that hope box? If you look at the picture of it, it just looks like a junk box to me. Like, no offense to Rick, but it looks like all those bits and pieces that you don't know what to do with. So
Right.
it doesn't look like mementos. But also, and I know you're going to get to this in a minute, but like, why would you keep a memento of a bullet that you didn't actually use in the crime, but actually could be the piece of evidence that ties you forensically to the crime?
Right. Yeah, but I mean, also, my friend Shibby has a story if you'd like to hear that quick one.
Yeah, tell us.
He told me one time that he found a bullet and kept it because it looked cool and put it on. He had this little fish bowl without water, but it had shells in it from various vacations he went to. And he put that bullet inside that little fish bowl and kept it there for 10 years. And
Oh,
if
that
that
well,
was part of
Shibby's
a murder,
probably done
imagine.
something bad. He's probably done something
Yeah.
bad then too.
Well, I mean, if that was used in the same way this was, he could have been charged with murder, I guess, right?
Were you sure Shibby wasn't at the trails that day?
No, he wasn't. Definitely wasn't there. But this bullet may have placed him there.
Mm.
You know, I mean, wherever this bullet, like, you know what I'm saying, right? I literally found one and did the same thing. I kept one. So for people to say it may not be his, you know, it couldn't be. Right? I found one and kept it because it was cool. It was a hollow tip bullet.
Mm. Mm.
Anyways,
Yeah, that's you. But this is Rick Allen. He's clearly
right,
this, terrible person who never did anything bad in his life prior to
right.
this. But yeah, I mean, it's a different matter, isn't it?
It is.
And plus, you needed to solve this case because there was probably some political agendas there, right? Oh, I mean, you
Oh,
didn't
for sure.
mention.
Yeah.
I think there were, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a whole other story there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this bullet found in this junk box, it's just a bullet, a pretty common round of ammunition. Nothing really to see there. Again, like all the rest of your evidence, but keep going.
So it was a 6 Hour firearm, same caliber as the bullet found at the crime scene between the two girls. The bridge guy starter kit, blue Carhartt jacket, 40 caliber Winchester round in that whole box, 40 caliber 6 Hour gun. Now Richard Allen did have other 40 caliber ammunition in his house, but that brand was Blazer. The only Winchester, Smith & Wesson Winchester round he had in his house was in a Hope box with other mementos and other keepsakes. Again, the same brand and caliber of the round found at the crime scene. Also found pictures where he often visited the Monon High Bridge. He's familiar with the area. Visited oftentimes with his family. Through the search, we found a lot of electronic devices. We searched those
Can
devices.
I just stop you there? Do a lot of Delphi residents have pictures of the Monon High Bridge, do you think?
That seems like a pretty popular place. I'm sure everyone has one.
Yeah, probably kind of like if you live in Australia and like if you live in Sydney, you might have a picture of like the Harbour Bridge or the Opera House, or if you lived in New York City, you might have a picture of the Statue of Liberty. And I mean, in a small town, there's going to be particular things that you like take pictures of, right?
Well, sure, yeah. I'm sure this was the main attraction, probably.
Yeah, interesting.
That little town.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
So Jenny's got some ideas of other people who could have done it. Chris Watts, Justin Timberlake was there apparently. So, yes, the sketches, I think is what Jenny's referring to there. So, of course, Justin Timberlake, sorry, we are not suggesting that you were there, but we are suggesting that the bridge guy, the sketches that you can't mention because they were suppressed from the trial, but that one of them did look a bit like a young guy that looked like Justin Timberlake.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had puffy hair guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, First Sergeant Christopher Cecil told you he searched several or extracted several of Richard Allen's devices, but one that was missing was the phone that he had in 2017. We know that because Dan Doolin took down the identification number for that phone, and all those phones we searched in the house, we searched in 2022. None of them matched that phone.
I'm
But in
so
some of
glad you
those,
mentioned that you took down those identifying details from the phone because I'm just curious why, when you took those details down and Dan Doolan submitted them to the investigators who were in charge of digital, and someone else wrote on that tip sheet that the info had been provided, why you didn't actually check his phone logs or details back in 2017. And I suspect maybe you did, but anyway, that's another story. And then what we did notice, though, is that it seems as though you've then gone and done this reconnaissance mission on digital information in 2022 and a few days before you decide to interview Rick. Just your timing is always a little bit out, isn't it?
yeah, sure. But that was a long time ago. So you're just going to have to trust us.
Okay. Okay, keep going.
But in some of those phones, we found a Google search from Richard Allen from April 17th of 2022. He searches Delphi, Indiana news at 10:47 p.m. And immediately after that, he searched for "Should I die now? Die now? Should I die now?" And again, "Should I die now?"
So
The
he
gun
searched,
is
let us get this straight, Mr. McLean. He searched Delphi news.
yes,
That doesn't sound
yeah.
very suspicious to me.
Well, me
He
neither. But
lived in Delphi. I mean, if I lived in Perth, in Australia, I would search Perth news. That's not suspicious. And the "should I die now?" I mean, Richard Allen's a man who's had a long-term history of anxiety and depression. He's been really struggling with that. So I don't know that that's a particularly unusual thing to search if you were feeling depressed at night one night.
yeah, I'm now that I'm reading it, I'm surprised I put that in there.
Okay. Keep going.
It sounds ridiculous. Yeah, it does sound ridiculous. The gun is sent to the lab to be tested. It's tested by Melissa Oberg. She's got 16 years of experience with the Indiana State Police lab on testing
Never been
firearms.
wrong. Never
Never.
been wrong.
Nope, don't question her neither. She's able to conclude that the bullet found at the scene between the two girls was cycled through Richard Allen's 40 caliber Sig Sauer, that the ejector marks, the extractor marks, and the chamber face all matched Richard Allen's gun, that the bullet from the scene came from Richard Allen's gun. Now, through the investigation, she examined all types of guns. She testified about that, and she was not able to conclude that the bullet found at the scene was cycled through any of those guns except Richard Allen's gun.
Oh
Oh,
goodness. I'm really having to hold my tongue here, Mr. McClellan. I'm trying not to interrupt every single word you say, but do you know that actually she had to not just cycle the bullet through Rick Allen's gun, she had to fire a bullet through Rick Allen's gun in order to get what she called a match, which was based on visual inspection and only confirmed by her boss?
right.
This is comparing
Yeah.
apples with oranges. There are no studies to support that as an accurate science, but yeah, trust me, bro,
No,
I
to
guess.
us. Yeah, it's the exact same thing to us. Plus, she wasn't strong enough, and there were no men available to help her rack that gun, so she had to
Mm.
fire.
Hey, Prof, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Prof, what's up?
We're just doing a
Prof?
bit of a comedy show while debunking the state's case, and Shibby's doing a great job in his debut role here as Nick McClelland.
Yes, Prof, there's trolls. I snuck in. She let a troll on the panel.
Are you suggesting Nick McClelland is a troll? No, Nick McClelland is an upstanding legal professional that I have been able to bring onto my small platform because I'm a veiled guilter. You know, I mean, veiled guilters. Right. We stick with the prosecution and we bring them on our channel. So here he is.
I'm here.
Okay, let's a few more lines, Mr. McClelland, and then we might have to call it a day. But yeah.
Oh shit. Now where was I again?
You were talking about Melissa Oberg and her amazing scientific research.
All right. Oh, and her results were verified 3 times by her boss, who is the former president of the AFTE. We've heard a lot about AFTE. One more thing, she testified in her career that she'd never been wrong. Her subjective opinions are never wrong. See how the pieces are starting to fall into place.
No one's ever. I'm never wrong either. I mean, that's a really, really good statement, right? Really good
right?
to be
Yeah.
so confident. Because nothing,
If it's
how
if
could
it,
you ever get anything wrong in science?
well, if it's based on your subjective opinions, how can you be wrong, right?
And I mean, how can you actually prove that you were never wrong? I mean, this is the point I really need to make because,
Well, because
yeah,
every page says subjective opinion.
mm,
Every single page of that report has like one of those, warning signs that says, or an asterisk saying it's subjective opinions. Go look at it. Every single page has it. So
wow,
how
there
could
you
she
go.
be wrong? It's all
Well,
her opinion. She can't be
yeah.
wrong. Makes sense to me. Anyway,
Maybe we'll stop there because I think that's a good point to
okay,
stop. We'll do the next part. Maybe we'll make a
sure.
time, Shibby. Um, how did you feel about that whole hour and a half of us having a little bit of a fun time with the state's closing argument, and
That was
but
great. I
also,
had a lot of fun.
yeah,
I
do you
loved it.
feel like we debunked it pretty well, even through our sarcasm and jokes?
I'm not exactly sure. I was just trying to read and not screw up. I'm just
I
kidding.
know, I noticed, I do know that some people will say that just as the people who believe Rick's guilty are so stuck and won't change their mind, that sometimes the people who believe Rick's innocent are the same. But I don't think anything that we called up today, because I'm never wrong either, only joking. But I don't think anything
Mhm.
we brought up today was subjective. I think it was literally saying, well, but did you do that? Or how did you prove that? I mean, there was a lot of reaching and overstating, and there was misinterpretation and all sorts of things that came out in McClelland's closing argument. It just, yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion. I am certainly happy for anyone in the comments on the replay to let us know if any of the debunking was not accurate, and we can look into it for sure. Because I definitely do not want anyone to think that we are sold to one narrative and won't evolve over time.
No, no, but I mean, forget all that. The whole process, the whole putting an innocent guy in solitary is violating his civil rights. So none of those confessions should have even been allowed in court. There's like
Mm,
so much wrong with the process. It was not a fair trial. So even if you believe he's guilty as fuck, so I can say that's, excuse me, sorry, he's guilty, then you still got to admit he was not given a fair trial. And all this, he shouldn't be in there. But
yeah. Alosa was saying, what would it take to convince of our guilt? Like for me, there were times where I was starting to, lean, not like never completely go into the guilty camp, but lean guilty like earlier on when I initially saw, the timeline and the Hoosier Harvester car. But then when you dig into them more deeply, you see that photo of the car is, is pixelated and much, much poorer resolution than the other witness pick cars are. So, like you find a piece of evidence, you go, okay, sure, maybe. But then when you look at any of it deeper, it always falls apart on
it
scrutiny.
always was, because if that picture was so great to nail him in court, they couldn't find the damn car for 5 years, parked 3 blocks away. The one
Yeah.
car in the whole area.
Yep. So, Alo said, what would I need to? I think I said this in a video the other day. So, I would absolutely change my mind on Rick's innocence if there was DNA evidence, if there was digital evidence. So, if they do the
Sure.
geofence, that's what I was saying. If they showed us the geofence or phone dumped data for Rick, and it shows his phone was off all day, or his phone was never at the trails that day, that would make me certainly doubt his innocence, not necessarily prove his guilt, but it would give me reasonable doubt. And I'd probably step back from this platform of advocating because I wouldn't know anymore. So there'd be certain things where, if we saw any communication between Rick and Abby and Libby on any of the phones or iPads and things like that, I think would make me second guess. I don't think any of those things are going to come out though, because if they were, we would
No.
have seen them already. And I believe the digital evidence will actually show the opposite, that he was at the trails earlier in the day, he left and went home.
True. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think if we get rid of Gull and get a new judge, this will go totally different.
Agreed. And hopefully that happens. Hopefully either it's a retrial or it's completely overturned would be the ideal. But I think what this case has done, though, is made it almost near impossible for the true perpetrators to be convicted and for the girls to
Yeah.
get true justice.
Yeah. They got rid
Which
of all the evidence.
really, really sad. Yeah.
I agree.
But to end on a happier note, thank you so much, Shibby. I think everyone really enjoyed hearing you in character and out of character on the stream today. For sure, please join me again. I know you will because you're my buddy. I hope you'll join me again. Yeah, it was really good to have you on. And yeah, you should start your own channel, Shibby.
Oh, I will. I'm close. I got like 42 followers. I could go live soon. Yeah, if you follow me. I have some really funny old RC car videos and some mushy 90s rom-com playlist you can look at.
Oh, well, there you go. Cool. I'm sure. I mean, people I think would just listen to you, just chat because, yeah, you got a good
you know what? This is kind of fun. Yeah. I mean, maybe I would go live. Like Diane does.
Exactly.
But I'll go on Profs. Maybe I'll go on Profs next.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can call into Prof when he does the shows where he drops the link. You should.
And if Dee Dee's nice, I'll go on hers too.
Oh, you actually, yes, you owe Dee Dee a cameo appearance at least.
I definitely will go on Dee Dee.
Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for everybody who came in and out during the live. I saw lots of our buddies who are regulars, but also some new faces. Everybody's welcome here. The only rule is be kind, which actually everybody has been pretty good largely at following. I've noticed that in our chats there's very rarely any trolling. Sometimes things can get a little bit heated, but I think it's generally been a pretty safe space. So and I owe some of that, or most of that, to Shibby, who was modding very early on and helped to eliminate some of the people who weren't coming in good faith. But I think it's a credit to this community as well. I think everybody's just really, really nice. And even though we don't all agree, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I know that there are plenty of people who follow me who believe Rick is guilty and somehow still don't mind listening to me. And I certainly don't mind listening to their views either.
Tell Dee Dee I have more cherries waiting.
Yes. Okay. Well, who's going to pop the next cherry?
Dee Dee. Maybe Prof, then Dee Dee.
Let's see. Prof's comment on the screen. He says, "I think I speak for everyone when I say we love Shibby, the bad jokes and all." And I think that's so true. Shibby and Hebby, I feel like they're two of the most popular people in this community. Like everybody loves you guys. God. Yeah.
I felt like when Prof said in the beginning that the first 20 shows he was going to block me, but never did.
Oh, there you go.
That was funny.
I always say that when I got into the Delphi community and I joined some of the live chats, it was you and Hebby who were just so warm and welcoming before you even knew who I was. You'd always send love hearts and be so lovely. And you guys were the people who hooked me up with Diana as well. So Diana knows I love her too. You guys.
I have an update for Carol. Is Carol still here?
Oh, Carol's another sweetheart. Is Carol here? I haven't seen her for a bit.
Yeah, Hoosier emailed me, and he's doing good. He's just been busy, missing everyone. He's tying up a few loose ends, and he's been lurking, but he'll be in very soon.
Oh, is that Who's Your Daddy?
Yeah, Who's Your Daddy will be around next week. He has more. He'll be back. He's doing good. He's just tying up some stuff and been busy.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll all be happy to see him again. He's a really sweet guy in this community. But so is everybody here. I can't call out everybody's names because I'm terrible at going back through the chat, but really appreciate everybody who came in. So many people asked some good questions, some funny questions. I do want to have a shout out to Cryptex because Cryptex did come on my channel yesterday. He's another person who is a much bigger
you know what? Maybe Dee Dee and I will watch your Cryptex stuff on the next Dee Dee Live.
Yeah, we had a good chat. So Cryptex, want to have a shout out to you and Prof as well. Prof platformed, my work and engaged well with me. And even when we don't agree on every aspect of the case, has always been so respectful and valued the work that I am doing here. So so many of you guys out there. Sharon, my BFF, is in the chat. She's one of my buddies. We're the cat ladies and Delphi ladies together. And I see her sharing my videos on X as well. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to go because I got to go pick up my boys now. And they can't watch this video because Shibby put inappropriate content in it. Only joking. They couldn't watch it anyway. I don't let them watch stuff about the murders. But take care, everyone. Thank you so much, Shibby.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.